Hello.
Hi, Alisa. How are you? Alisa, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. So, Alisa, did you manage to do the homework? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Okay.
Uh,
You are able to share?
I managed to do wait, I have to take take it out. That's what I was saying.
Okay. So, Alisa, until you figure it out and share with me the homework, what I would do is that we can try to do some practice of previous exam questions. Every lesson from now on until you reach your trial exam. As you know, that the time is quite actually tight for me to get involved in too much. So if I would like to focus on something and make you really successful in it, so I would still try to stick to the programming side as much as I can, but I would try to extend the help to you on paper 3 also. So you have paper 3 and paper 4, right?
Yeah.
So paper 3 actually include some of the programming questions, even though it is a theoretical part, but it does include that. So I'm able to also go through with you um, the previous exam questions, then I explain the topic that is related to that. So it means that because if I want to explain all the theoretical topic, definitely 1 month is not possible. It's definitely not possible. And even if we finish it, then it will end up also that we don't have time to focus on any exam questions. So I will put a real strategy so that we also can focus on the final exam, not the trial. The trial, okay, we will try our best that we try to solve um, as much exam questions as we can, but um, definitely we will not be able to achieve very high results because the time is not with us at all. As you can see, La,
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
you
yes.
understand this. So so
Yeah, I understand that, but I just wanted to confirm that, like, before our actual exams, will you cover the theory parts as well?
sorry again. Which again?
The theory parts in like all these things. Will you
Uh-huh.
be covering that as well, or like will like before the actual AS exams?
Wait. Sorry. Just let me understand from you. You didn't study AS before? Are we are studying A level, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay. So did you take your AS exams?
Yes. No, I meant like the for the A2 exams.
A2 exams. Okay. So if you are talking about covering, I would not be able to cover 100% the all the how to say the theory questions because that is we will not be able. If I do that, you will fail on the practical because on the practical actually it takes quite long. There is a, a, a lot of topics for us to cover. So yes, I'm able to give a helping hand on the theory, but you find if I focus too much, I need to focus only 60% on the practical, and I give you 40% of the time on the theoretical part that will help you on paper 3, but not all. I'm not able to cover all in this limited amount of time. So I will still put my focus on the final exam that you all are able to achieve. Yes, we are able to solve both questions for the final exam, but not for the trial. The trial, you are far away on the practical side. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine.
I know that sometimes telling the facts are not so pleasant. I understand that, but we need to be realistic to be able to put a plan. If I don't put a plan, and we keep taking a lesson by lesson without putting a target in front of us, and a realistic target, then both of us will be disappointed at the end of when you see a result. I think you aim for the final exam, not for the trial. Am I right?
Yeah,
The trial is only to let you know where is your level, but we both know that we started late, so we will try our best with the. So I try to make both plans actually. So I spent some time to figure out, okay, if we start theoretical part now, are we able to finish before? I find it no. Actually, we will harm our chance in the practical part. So paper 4 you will really not able to perform, because from what I have seen, you should have taken some VP on the AS side, even though you don't take an exam in it, but you should have some knowledge on that. But it seems that you need a reminder on this portion. So if we focus now half and half on 50% theoretical and practical, you will come at the practical side and then you cannot perform. But and so that's why I have to balance. And is also this will harm you on the long run. This means that actually, if you look at paper 3 and paper 4, I will even try to share with you just an example. You will find that even paper 3, I would say 30 or 40 or even sometimes 50% of it comes about programming, but on a theoretical part. So it doesn't ask you to solve a problem, or even it doesn't ask you to write a whole code, but it will give you some sample of code and will try to tell you, okay, there is a missing part, try to figure it out, or try to tell me if I want to add this line to that code, what it will do. So this is a kind of simple questions that come on paper 3. It is related to programming, so we are able to handle it and cover it. I will try also to answer some of the questions on the theoretical part, but not much. So it means that actually, if you focus well on the programming side, and programming side, it means include assembly language, and include the pseudocode. So did you hear before about the composite types?
No.
Did you hear before about record? So the record is and composite types is actually a pseudocode, not even VP. So so it means that if this knowledge is not yet there, so that's why I need to work together, not only VP, but I need to talk about other programming sites in that. So if we do that, I think somehow you'll be able to have a good status or proper results on the paper number 3. But I start to worry much about paper 4, because the basics, knowing the basics of VP does not yet put us in a way to be able to answer questions on paper 4. So that's why we have to really push. So knowing that the exams is coming, I have to rush and ignore certain details that I know that there is a high chance that it will not come in the typical exams of paper 4. I have to rush to the important topics, and then later, once we finish this kind of trial exam, then we will try to go back and cover it. It's actually tiring for me, because I have to mark only the things that we take. So you cannot take full lessons as a normal people, because we didn't start slightly early enough. I think for me that is, I would say, the best of the available options. I cannot say the best of the best. This is the best of the bad. So if you want to choose, I'm sorry, I mean, I don't like to give bad examples. Typically, this is, did you? Alisa, did you hear before about arrays?
Yes, but like it's like definitely not my strongest subject.
Okay, okay, no worries. Do you still keep the code that we run previously on your PC? I mean, Alisa, can you hear me?
The previous.
So
Yes, but you're kind of like cutting off. No, I meant like your voice is kind of
oh really?
like cutting
Oh,
off right now. Yeah. But
okay.
if you meant like the previous um code that was like that we did before,
Yes. I mean, the one that
yes,
what I want to say is that I would like you not to delete the code that you write in previous classes. So keep it on. This is a way to revise what we have taken in the classes. This is what I want to say in short. Okay. So I would say so we was discussing getting a number generated this way. Let me see here if I put. So Alisa, let me, oops, this, okay, good. So we know that rand produce a random number between 0 to 1. Am I right?
yeah.
Okay, good. And we also know one thing that um, even though we are going to generate a number between 0 and 1, we can use some kind of tricks that can actually multiply the number generated from here by certain number. So if we say
Yes.
random, and then we multiply it by something, for example, x, and then we say index array out of bound. Where is that line? Line 11. Let me see here. Okay, so let me continue here. So I would say, and then we add another number. So you see here, I get out something from rand between 0 and 1. I multiply it by a number of my choice, and then I add another number out. Okay, so if we do so, even though this produce from 0 to 1, we are able to fit any range that we would like to have. So that actually will produce something for us, I would say, between x and y. Do you believe something like this can happen?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we add here 6 like that, for example, so what do you think could be the output?
Like
Can you use a calculator? You can use a calculator. I mean, we are not testing your mathematical knowledge here.
no, no, it's fine. But I think you said something similar last week. My question was because it has to be between 5 and 10, right?
Yes, exactly.
How do I make sure that like if I'm, for example, multiplying it by 5, for example, multiplying it by 10, for example, how do I make sure that it's not like giving me numbers that's like 3 or like 11 and such?
Okay. The point is how to say. That's interesting. So can we know what is the minimum possible output of random?
0.
Okay. And what is the maximum? Supposed to be 1.
1. Yeah.
Okay. So and we even can consider 0.99, but okay, let's consider it's 1 sharp. So if you multiply 6 by 0, the result is 0.
Yeah.
And if we multiply 1 by 6, the output is
We
1.
get
It's
6.
6, right? So it means
Yeah.
that if we multiply by 6, we get a number between 6, 0 and 6. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So it means that here I'm able always to get a number between 0 and 6. Am I right? And if we
Yes.
would like to get an integer part like his requirement, I can say mass dot floor like that. And can you remember we use floor for what? It can if we have
it's the
if
it
if you have a number like that, it will give the lower possible nearest integer to this number, which is if we have 4.23, it
4.
will give 4. Perfect. So if we run this kind of if we put random inside floor like that, it will always produce an integer number between 0 to 6. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you see here the result is 4. Am I right? And
Yes.
if we add, let me see. Tell me if we want to add something so that the result is, let me check here. The exercise is telling me that we want something between 5 to 9 or 5 to 10. 5 to 10?
5 and 10.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. So let us see if we do this way, if we add 10 here. So what do you think could be the possible result?
10 to 16.
Let me add 5, for example, and see. So I would say possibly give me the random number. Here. And I would say okay, so you see here, if I put it, so again, our output, expected output is 5 to 10, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying here to print every time we run this, we will be able to see what random was generated and what is the output when we get the mass floor and what would be the output if we add 5. So suppose Does this make any sense to you?
Yeah.
So, okay, good. And are we able to, when we put 5 like that, does it help us to somehow, does it help us to get this, to get some kind of minimum?
Yeah, it does give like a minimum, but what about a maximum? Is there a way to like limit the maximum? Because like this is generated randomly, right?
Yes.
For example, if it's like times by like for example, if it gives something like a 7, if I add by 5, it's going to be 12, which would be larger than. I think that was my question last time because I didn't know how to like make it less than equal to.
Okay.
That's why I asked if I have to put like an if function.
No. So actually, this is your minimum value that you would like to have, because if
Yeah.
this produce 0, this whole thing it is possible that it produce 0, right? Because we are starting to generate number from 0, right? So if
Yeah.
I add 5 here, so the minimum, if this comes out to generate 0, which is one possible thing. So Alisa, sorry, we have to really close and open again.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.